good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time of day you're choosing to watch this video. Thank you for being here. I'm Jacob Avillion, and I'm joined, as always, of course, by the most handsome, the sexiest, the cutest, the prettiest co host in the game, Brayden McClellan. Brayden, what's going on?
Nothing.
Awesome.
Nothing much. We'll see if I'm going to work next week. We'll see what happens Friday.
That's right.
And if I don't go to work,
You got plans.
if I'm off, I've got plans. I've got some. I don't want to say them in case it doesn't happen. But some big streaming plans if I don't have to go to work.
Huge.
I wouldn't mind a little week off. I'll just say that I wouldn't mind a little week off of work. But I've also since I've been doing all those pack openings on stream, I got a binder now for my Pokemon cards that I've been getting from them all,
Ooh.
and it's filling out pretty nicely already. I think the best card I got is this cool Tinkatuff card. Fucking Magnemites. Yeah, I feel like the fucking psychic cards are what I've been getting the best at, best pools.
Beautiful.
But yeah, I've been getting into that. I fucking dude, the Pokeathlon is like pissing me off. It feels like I can only do one event, the fucking power event, and I don't know. It's gonna be. Ooh, there we go. It's gonna be a long. I think it's gonna be a long grind. I finally got one linking cord,
Oh, nice. Okay.
and I need like two more, and then a thunderstone.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. I need
So,
one Lincoln cord and a Waterstone, so I've got half as much grind as you do.
ugh.
But I haven't started yet, so that could be a tonight thing. That could be both tonight and tomorrow, probably in all likelihood. Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna do it just off stream. Fucking probably after we do this call, eat dinner, and then try to get one more. I at least want to get him a choke for the next gym
yeah,
being steel.
makes sense.
But yeah, that
Or Machamp, you mean?
we'll see. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
meant. Yeah, Machamp.
yes, sir.
But yeah, looming. We'll have to. I mean, got to see what happens Friday. Uh, to see how the rest of the upcoming future holds, like what I'm gonna do. But
Yeah,
we'll see. But let's get started with one of these before we forget. We only have like four left of these after this one,
interesting.
or maybe even including this one. We're almost out. We're almost done with these. The staple.
Mm, girl boss.
Um, you don't have to be pretty. You don't owe prettiness to anyone. Aaron McKean.
Yeah, yeah. The meaning there, of course, probably being like you don't owe, the picturesque, like you need to look this way, type shit. Good for her. Um, yeah, yeah. No, she cooking.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. I think that's pretty much it for me. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting, but
Yeah.
if I come to it, I'll come to it. But yeah. But how you doing?
A bit stressed. I got a lot of changes going on at work.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily. I mean, I don't know if they're good changes yet. We'll see.
Yeah,
Uh,
I feel you there. I essentially got a new boss recently,
yeah.
and well one of his advisors is breathing down on us.
Mm,
We now have
yes.
to every week we have to send an email with 5 bullet points about like what we did during the week. Uh, and now every time I do anything at work, I just yell out, "That's a bullet!"
Awesome. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. No, I got a new boss too as of yesterday. I got a new boss. I also have
Mm.
a new planner for my department. So couple new leadership positions there. And we're gonna have a team lead that hasn't been decided on yet, but there's gonna be one. Let me crack open this ambiguous store brand diet cola.
Mm.
And it was crisp enough. But We'll see. Today is also Onyx's half birthday. She was born on 9/11. Um, Today is March 11th at the time of recording. So Onyx turned 6 months old today. She's now old enough to have catnip. So I might celebrate with her later. I might have a shot, and she might have some catnip. We'll see. Um, Nothing else though. I don't think nothing too crazy. I might be moving when my lease is up.
Hmm.
We'll see. There's a better place that I'm looking at. I don't know if they're gonna have availability when my lease is up, which is the only concern here. I need to start shopping around other places as well, because I believe I have to give a 60-day notice here. So we'll see. Um, but yeah, that could be in the cards. But I think that's about it for me. If you want to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of what we got
Yeah.
going on today. So we're both still football guys, right? Hasn't been a lot
We're,
of that
we're,
going on lately, but we're football
yeah.
guys. Free agency started yesterday. Technically, I mean it starts tomorrow, but the tampering period started yesterday, so moves are unofficially official. Um,
Hmm.
so
Well, some of them.
the official ones are either guys that have been cut
Hmm.
prior to the start of free agency who were still on contract, or players who are being re-signed. That can be official as of, as soon as it needs to be. Like for instance, like the Titans re-signed Mike Brown today. Like that's he's Mike Brown. He was on the team last year, so that can be as official as soon as it's done. But tendered a few other guys as well. We re-signed Sebastian Joseph Day, Andrew Rupsich. Did not re-sign Ryan Stonehouse. In fact, we just signed Johnny Hecker today, to my knowledge. So my friend just texted me. So cool stuff. But with free agency, of course, some of the team building in the offseason comes through free agency. However, some of it also comes through the draft. And what Brayden and I have not done yet this offseason is do a first round mock draft together. So today, we will be doing a round one mock draft. We actually have not decided who gets odds and who gets evens at this point. We can
I'd
do.
say for the first one, you do odds.
Yeah, I was gonna say Cowboys pick 12th and Titans pick first, so it kind of makes sense this way, anyways. 2 years in a row, it's worked out that way. That we have evens and odds different for our teams. So
Um, yeah, I figured at some point we'll do
we'll
the
switch
the
it up.
final one will be us doing our own teams, but we'll definitely throw in one where we're picking for each other's team.
Yes, sir. Um,
And I haven't made an official decision, but I'm probably just going to come back to being a Cowboys fan full time.
you may as well. You may
In,
as
in
well.
lieu of in lieu of other Dallas organizations acting the way they have, I've become a little bit more appreciative of the
Plus,
Cowboys.
the team you adopted this last season doesn't want to pay anybody. Um, so there's that.
Yeah.
But we can
So
go
yeah,
ahead and
that
kick this
goes.
thing off if you're ready.
Yeah. So what do your boys do? Are you screen sharing and showing the mock, or what are we doing?
I've got it in the other screen. We'll just do commentary with it. I can move it over,
Okay.
I guess, for the recording. That's fine. Sure. Here we go. I'll put it right here. All right. So I can't see your handsome face now, Brayden, but that's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and hit enter. All right. So I'm just go ahead and hit start. If we have any trades we want to do, we'll get them done when we do them. First up, of course, we have my Tennessee Titans. Now,
Hmm.
the obvious options here are Abdul Carter, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, and Shadur Sanders. If you like Shadur Sanders, I don't. That's why I had to put the. I had to preface that way. Um, to me, if you're gonna give Dan Moore $82 million, chances are it's because you really want to protect whoever's under center next year. And if that's the case, I think it's worth noting that Cam Ward's odds to be the first quarterback or to be the first overall pick went from like -110 to like -370. I think after the Dan Moore signing. So I think Vegas thinks Tennessee's taking a quarterback. A lot of Tennessee Titans beat people are thinking Tennessee's taking Cam Ward. I'm gonna go ahead and pick Cam Ward here first overall.
All right.
All right, we got Cleveland number 2.
Cleveland.
Yes, sir.
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
So, uh,
This is a weird one to pick for, especially after the
there.
Myles Garrett thing is now resolved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, that doesn't really actually change anything because to me, it has. you would still take Abdul Carter even with having him. But
Fair enough.
the question for me is just about quarterback and money and how they want to do that and when they can get out of Deshaun.
You
But
don't trust Kenny Pickett?
no.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to go your favorite guy, Shador. I'm going to go Shador here just because. But also, if you don't like him, if like say you think this is too high, what's a team, an organization that you could see doing something like this? It's the Browns.
Fair enough.
Let's go Shador at 2.
All right.
And honestly, even as much as you don't like him, it's very easy to be an upgrade over Deshaun Watson.
I think Shador in Cleveland wouldn't be terrible. No, well, in general, I don't think Shador will be terrible. Like, I don't love him, but that is.
Well, it's all about where he goes, and I think with the coach that's there, I mean, I think that's a good spot. I think I like Kevin Stefanski. I just think it's tough for him right now because the Deshaun move that's an ownership decision.
It is also worth noting Stefanski has ties to Colorado's offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur, so both come from the same coaching tree. They've coached with each other before. I believe Stefanski was under Shurmur at one point.
I'll say this: if the Browns don't take him, I don't know where Shador goes.
It depends on who the Giants sign at quarterback if they sign it. So if they do land Rodgers, then. I don't.
I'm leaning they sign us. From what I'm hearing, I'm just going to lean that they sign a starter. Yeah. That's why I kind of think it wouldn't be there. So then, it was the Raiders for a while, but then they traded for Geno Smith.
Yeah.
The Saints, they have a lot of needs, but
the Saints should not go quarterback. Well, especially Shador is nowhere near the best player of it. We'll get to the Saints later when I make the next pick. I have a plan. But yeah,
I have a vision.
I have a vision. Okay, so I already locked in Shador for 2.
Yeah.
Now the Giants at 3 are an interesting one with both quarterbacks off the board. Assuming they do sign a veteran, who all have they signed in free agency? Because they've signed Paulson Adebo, they've signed Javon Holland. I don't know if they've done much else outside of those.
Did they re-sign Darius Slayton?
They did. They 3 years, $36 million, I think it was.
Right.
Which shouldn't stop them from taking.
No.
I think they should probably just take Travis Hunter here and figure it out.
Yeah, I agree.
Which, kind of sucks for New England, but they also just signed Carlton Davis, so it's not like they necessarily need Travis Hunter to play corner. And if you're gonna draft a receiver, you should probably just draft Ted McMillan. But I'm gonna go Travis Hunter here for the Giants.
Travis Hunter at 3. Okay.
I think Abdul would be nice. They just don't necessarily need they've got pass rush. It's not a weakness. They need one more DB in that room because Deontay Banks is terrible, and I get really outside of Paulson. They have Cordell Flott still, who can play the nickel for them. But I think maybe you need to get down. Thank you. I'm gonna go Travis Hunter.
Okay. So the Patriots at 4, who have they signed? They signed Morgan Moses.
Yeah.
They signed Harold Landry.
Carlton Davis. Even with the Landry sign, that shouldn't stop them from taking Abdul Carter here, I don't think. If he's available, they should probably run that to the podium and then just figure out receiver on day 2. I don't know. It's Mike Vrabel he probably wants. Abdul Carter's a perfect scheme fit.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah, I think I kind of lean Abdul. It's either Abdul Carter or whoever the best offensive lineman on the board is. Yeah. No matter where it is, I think.
Yeah.
But since it is Mike Vrabel, I was going to say Abdul Carter here at 4.
Yeah.
And then the Jags at 5.
I'm gonna do something fun here. The Jags just cut Evan Engram. Offensive head coach. They're going to want more weapons. I'm going to go with Tyler Warren. I'm going to take Tyler Warren here. Yeah.
At 5?
I'm going to take Tyler Warren here. I think this is the floor. This is the earliest Tyler Warren could go, but I don't think he makes it past 14 to Indy.
Okay.
I think this is going to happen. This is the fun option. This could have easily been Ted McMillan. Brian Thomas is a great Z receiver, and that's probably his role. But like Ted McMillan could have played the X, and that would have been a fantastic duo. Um, but I mean, also Tyler Warren would thrive in this offense too. So, um, yeah, yeah,
So now the Raiders at 6. I think you traded for a quarterback. I think you get him a weapon. I think you go Tet here. Um,
interesting.
it could be. I think I could see Ash and Genty go here. I know they have defensive needs, but I think you trade for the quarterback, you put him in a good position, and you kind of go defense the rest of the draft.
Genty is who I would have gone with here, but I do love the idea of Ted McMillan going to the
I
Raiders.
just think I think they can get a running back late. They have a lot of they have. I'm trying to remember what all they have pick wise.
This class is a little deeper at running back than it is at receiver. Yeah, I think it's fair.
Yeah, but I think they have even with trading away a third. I think they still have at least one third. I think they might even have like two twos or something like that. They've got plenty of. It's a deep running back class, and they have plenty of picks in the range. You could still
Yeah.
get a really good running back.
Yeah, which Jonte's actually picked 30% of the time. Ted McMillan picked 22% of the time. Those are very popular picks for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with Ted. We'll put a mark up Ted McMillan.
I mean, I think with Pete Carroll there, I think people might be thinking more, running more, getting a good running game, but
The Jets are an interesting one here.
yeah.
And you can go. I think this is trenches. No matter how you slice it, this is a team that knows they're not going to be very good next year. More than likely, this is a culture year. This is a rebuilding year. This is a let's grab another offensive lineman. Or Mason Graham is still sitting here. There's a couple spots he could have gone before this. Excuse me. Um, I think maybe they just take Mason Graham here. To be frank, I think that's probably just what happens. If not, I could see Will Campbell, Armand Membu as well. Especially with how great his combine was, that's just ridiculous athleticism that does not come around very often. Same
So
guys,
I'm gonna
Campbell, but
let you. Obviously, I'm gonna let you make the pick. But I'm just gonna quickly say what I would do with. I don't think this is what they would do because I don't know their thought process. But I would do with the Jets is I like Justin Fields as like a person. Like I think he's a cool dude. I love watching him play, but I wouldn't want him to be my quarterback long term. If I were them, I wouldn't be married to him,
mm-hmm.
and I would draft a offensive lineman now so they can develop this season, and then when you are inevitably bad again, draft your actual quarterback for the future
and have already been an established offensive
with
line.
a young offensive lineman who's had a year under his belt.
I
But that is a cruel thing to do, thought process wise, to the quarterback you just signed. But you also signed him. You also drafted an offensive lineman for him. Sorry.
If I was making this pick, I would probably take Armand Membu, but I think Aaron Glenn's going to want a defensive player. I'm going to go with Mason Graham here.
Mason Graham at 7. Okay, you definitely took what I would have done for the Panthers because I definitely just want to go defense.
11 edge rushers here for the Panthers that are going to be ripe for the picking. Weird that James Pierce and Mike Green are the highest, considering they both have character concerns. I don't think any of them are going to go here in the top 10. I think this is Shamar Stewart personally.
So do I, brother. And you
awesome. I'm glad I didn't talk you into it because I was going to pitch my case.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to pitch me on every pick here, but I would go him. I see the logo next to him, brother. That man's my pick here.
Okay, yeah,
and
I shouldn't have to talk you into an Aggie. What am I saying? Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to pick him here. I think as much as I would love another weapon for Bryce Young, they do have a good offensive line, and then running back coming off of injury again, but hopefully, he can be back and healthy this season. But I'll go. I definitely wanted to go something high value on the defense, so I'm going to go Stewart.
Absolutely, and I think I like Ajiro Avero, but I don't think that he had much to work with. It really sucks they fumbled Milton Williams. I really wish they had gotten that deal done because I would have loved this for them. They did sign Trayvon Merrick, I think, so good for them. It's a good safety. But yeah, Shamar Stewart here, I think at 8 would be fair. I think it's gonna happen. And what's really cool about Shamar Stewart at 8 is that it saves him from the curse of being an athletic but underutilized pass rusher in college drafted by the New Orleans Saints in the first round because it never works when they do it. So if the Panthers didn't do it at 8, the Saints would have done it at 9, and it wouldn't have worked because that's just how the Saints are. Now, for New Orleans, I think you just have to take whoever your best player on the board is. And, I mean, shit. You don't take Jonty here. There's no shot. Okay, second best player on the board. Uh, this could be an edge rusher. This could be shit. This could be an offensive lineman. Um, I think if Tyler Warren was still available, this could be Tyler Warren. This is a weird one. I kind of what's the deal with Demario Davis? Because he's like 36 now. Is he still there, or did he retire?
I don't know.
Excuse me.
Looks like he's still with
Whether
the.
you have him or not, he's
Saints restructure linebacker Demario
I don't think it's
Davis.
to stop you from drafting Jihad Campbell here.
Okay.
Regardless, I think I'm gonna go with Jihad Campbell.
Jihad Campbell.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, good. You almost snaked what I was going to do for the Bears here. When you were thinking out loud about what the Saints could do, because they really addressed their biggest needs.
Yeah.
They filled their holes on the offensive line, especially that interior.
Yeah.
What that does is it clears them up to take best player available.
Yes, sir.
And seeing what Ben Johnson did with the running backs in Detroit, he gets the best running back in this draft. Ashton Jeanty to the Bears.
Awesome. This is great, and it was especially great that because the Bears filled those offensive line needs, that you didn't feel compelled to take Will Campbell here, because I'm taking him for the 49ers here at pick 11. I think this is the ideal situation for San Francisco. If Will Campbell makes it to 11, they better run that to the podium. You lose Jalen Moore, you lose Aaron Banks, neither of which are like great player. I think Will Campbell is going to be better than both of them. But I mean, you need a piece here on the offensive line just from day one. They could go Armand Membu here. I'm gonna go Will Campbell. Also worth noting that for the Bears, if the Raiders do take Jonty at 6, I don't think it's out of the question that the Bears take Omarion Hampton at 10. I don't think that's impossible. I think he will end up going higher than some may think. Hell, he could go here at 12 to Dallas. Although I think they've said or just like rumors, they might not want a running back this high.
I like that ultimately. I wouldn't have been mad like if Jeanty fell to 12. I wouldn't be mad either way if they took him or not, just because I think it's a deep running back class, and I think there's other needs this team has, and I would just probably rather whatever you get in the second round at running back plus your first rounder than Jeanty at 1 or with your first round pick and then whatever in the second. I think what I want to do is I want to take a tackle.
Ooh,
I think for the Cowboys. Who? Which one?
Armand Membu. He's still here.
He's a right tackle. I kind of want to take a left and kick Guyton back over to right. You think he can play left?
Yeah, he's a ridiculous athlete. He could absolutely play left.
But my fear is because the thing with Guyton is like he's a right tackle that we're like, oh, you could probably play left, and then maybe, but I don't want to do this.
A guy who runs sub 5 at 314 pounds, or he was 325 at the combine, I think, or whatever it was. I don't know, running like what 4.94, whatever he ran. Like he's got the foot speed to play left tackle.
All right, then I'm gonna trust you on that, and I'm gonna take Membu here, and then the Cowboys will kick Guyton back to right tackle because I don't like our right tackle spot right now. So we'll have Membu at left tackle. We'll have Tyler Smith at left guard. We'll have Membu at right tackle. We'll have Beebe at center. So now the only question mark is the new hole at right guard, which I think they can fill in later, and then I'll feel good about the other 4 slots. Yeah. That you can maybe help surround that right guard with good players. So I'll go Membu here. He's gonna play left tackle, and we can shore up that offensive line for a running back we'd get in the second.
Yeah.
Although, Cowboys signed Javonte Williams, who, when he was healthy, man, I really loved him, but he's gotten fucked by injuries.
Yeah. I do like the Javonte Williams signing, though, if he can...
It's
better football, yeah.
It's a low risk, high reward kind of signing,
Yeah,
which is always fun.
yeah, those are good. Could never go wrong.
But like I said, man, I really, really loved him as a player, and then he just, I mean, he just got fucked by injuries.
Yeah.
It's sad to see, but Dolphins.
Dolphins are bizarre. You just lost Javon Holland, so that does leave Malachi Starks. You could go Nicky Manwari here. I don't think Jade Barron would be insane. Membu's off the board. It does suck for Miami that Campbell and Membu just went back to back because I'm sure they would have happily taken either of them here. Um, hmm. I might just take Nicky Manwari. I'm not. I'll go Malachi Starks here, but yeah, I'll be very tempted to take Eman Wari the next time I see that safety need for a team.
Okay.
But yeah, Malachi Starks is the pick here. I do still really like Malachi Starks. I think he's gotten a little too much disrespect in the. His 2024 wasn't as good as his 2023, and I get that, but like he's still awesome. But yeah, Colts here at 14.
Colts. Who's the freakiest athlete on the board right now? Who's testing high on all these athletic scores?
Well, Nick Emanwari, but they've addressed DB pretty well so far in free agency. Colston Loveland, very athletic, very fluid tight end. I could absolutely see them taking him here, especially, like I said, if Tyler Warren was available, I think they would run that to the podium. He's gone. I think Loveland's very possible here. If you're looking at edge rusher, potentially, let's see, they could go. Let's see.
I think I like Loveland here.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard a lot about him, and I've heard some real hype behind him. I think
Loveland's
I'm gonna go with him here.
Yeah.
And if he's a freak athlete, I think this makes sense for the Colts. So let's go Loveland as high as 14, man. We got a tight end going at 5 and a tight end going at 14.
15. It's that kind of draft class.
That's true. It's not the deepest.
Here at 15, this has to be an edge rusher. If it's not, I think I don't even know. There's just no shot, right? There's no shot they continue to just leave this position unaddressed. And
no, they'll address it.
You know what? Let's keep Michael Williams in state. Let's go with Michael Williams here out of Georgia.
Okay.
Let's keep it. Keep him in. He's about an hour away from Atlanta right now.
Cardinals. Who all have they signed? I know they signed some.
That's a good question. They signed Josh Sweat. I want to say.
Yeah.
So that's a big one. Definitely, that's another team that desperately needed to address the edge. So I'm very glad they got that done. Let's see. We'll see who else the Cardinals have got.
You know what? I'm gonna have the Cardinals be the team that, even though they signed Sweat, I think it was so bad. I think they attack it again. And you know what? This is the team to take a shot on some character concerns. Let's go with James Pierce Jr. here.
Oh shit!
At 16.
Love me some James Pierce Jr. Although I've heard he's insane, like genuinely insane. But other than that.
Well, if they're not in like a New York, a Los Angeles.
No, this is a quiet market. Phoenix is like this. This is a place that you can.
They can help handle if that is the case. If that even is the case, whoever knows with these fucking things.
Well, I don't. That's pretty. It's pretty well reported, I would say.
That just means multiple teams want him to fall to them. That's all that means.
And that means Philly wants him at 32. That's exactly what it means.
Dude, yeah, maybe that could be exactly what it is.
This is Howie Roseman doing his bullshit all over again. Bengals.
Could be a lot of things.
See what happens with Trey Hendrickson here. If they want to trade him, edge becomes an immediate need. They need.
It's already one.
You know what?
Fucking Sam Hubbard retired.
That too. Well, Grant, I think they were gonna cut him anyways. And I think he didn't want to play for anybody else. I think he just retired after they planned on cutting him. Their defense has not been the same since they let DJ Reader go. Let's draft Kenneth Grant here. Get you a nice run stuffing interior defense.
That's good. I love that.
Not the sexiest pick, but it's something they absolutely need.
No, they need it.
Yeah. Seahawks is an
Um,
interesting one.
I'm
Certainly.
gonna go. I'm gonna go Luther Burton. I know people have kind of come down off him, but I'm gonna just believe what I heard about him earlier on, and I think that they need a weapon with just having Jackson Smith and Jigba as DK Metcalf are gone, Tyler Lockett's gone. You signed Sam Darnold. He needs weapons. I know that there's some offensive line concerns right now, but I like this wide receiver here, so I'm going to take Burden.
I think some offensive line concerns is an understatement. However, yeah, they are very thin at receiver now after cutting Tyler Lockett and trading DK Metcalf. Burton here is great. I think Ibuka would be fun just because you're reuniting the Ohio State guys. But yeah, Burton here is a great pick. Hi, baby. Let's see, Tampa. So they signed. What do you call it?
Reddick?
Yeah, they signed Hassan Reddick, but it's only a 1 year deal. They let Joe Tryon walk. I don't think this suddenly means they don't have a needed edge anymore.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, most of the times, like, I feel like for a decent bit, free agency doesn't matter too much for the first round of the draft because you're addressing needs with free agency and you have such higher caliber potential players that you kind of just go off of that more so.
right. Especially with being especially with it being a 1 year deal,
Yeah.
it's pretty hard for me to justify
Well, all
letting
it
them
does
walk.
is it lets you not reach in the first round, but if there is a good player there, it lets you take it.
I think Donovan Ezeraku here is a good option. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Barron would be insane. In fact, I think they probably needed. Oh, I kind of like the idea of Johnny Barron going to Tampa here, and I feel like he's not going to fall much further than this. There's a few other guys here you're looking at, like Will Johnson's available, um, Jalen Walker. If they actually, I kind of like Jalen Walker in this spot because he can play linebacker and edge. Um, yeah, I think Todd Bowles could have a lot of fun with Jalen Walker. I think he's gonna like it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go Jalen Walker here. Yeah,
I know. I think this is the guy that Bangle is really high on and has
Bengal
him
loves
go
Jalen Walker.
like,
He has him going top 10 like every single mock draft he does.
yeah,
um, but I get it. Apparently, like Jalen Walker's like some super high character guy, which obviously the league's gonna love that. Like Cleveland Farrell went fourth overall, and I know that's Mike Mayock and John Gruden, so like that doesn't mean much.
right.
But it does matter. Like being
I mean, you're pointing to a pick that everyone universally at the time went, "Whoa!"
yeah, which nobody would.
It's
be
like, well, this isn't a bad player, but
nobody would be shocked
four.
if Jalen Walker went like 10th overall or whatever, or not. Well, 10th would be surprising, but like 9th at New Orleans would be fine. Like even 8th to
I mean,
Carolina.
when you say a pick right now in this sense, you don't have to be specific with the team. You're just giving like the
In
vibe
general
of the
range
pick.
of like somewhere in the late single digits, early double digits, whatever. You know.
But Broncos country. I want to get him a weapon. Let's take Ibuka.
It does stink a little that both the top two tight ends are already off the board. Because I'm sure they would have ran either of those to the podium had they been available. So if Warren does go a little further, if Loveland was here, I'm sure they would take Loveland here. Actually, this is also a potential Amarian Hampton spot, but I think Ibuka here is fantastic. Ibuka, Matthew Golden would be great here too. Excuse me, just whomstever.
Yeah, I just wanted to get them a really good, solid weapon, and he was best available.
So the Steelers just let Najee Harris walk.
Interesting.
Amarian Hampton is here on the board.
Has he signed anywhere?
Yeah, he just signed with or he's about to sign with the Chargers at least. So,
Ooh, okay, that's
running
fun.
back still showing up on the Chargers. I think they're not going running back in the first round. I think Omarion Hampton here at Pittsburgh, 21 makes a ton of sense. I'm gonna go with Omarion Hampton. I'm gonna lock that in.
Oh, here he is at 21.
Yeah.
Okay, Marion Hampton. There he is. Chargers. Who have they signed and who have they let walk? The Chargers.
They let Josh Palmer walk, and I don't know who they'll. I think they're going after Najee Harris. I don't know who else they've signed.
Where was Christian Fulton? He just signed with the
Kansas
Chiefs. Where was he
City.
before?
He was here with the Chargers.
Okay.
Lad McConkey is also their only wide receiver at the moment, so that's also worth factoring in.
Yeah, but
Rusher's a
I
big
kind
one,
of
too. certainly. Could go with any of those guys here.
Um, did Jim recruit Will Johnson?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Then you know what? I'm gonna go Will Johnson here.
Yeah, oh yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, corner is just a position that you just if you see a like a really good player at that position available,
You just take
you
him.
take him.
The big concern with Will Johnson is the ninth percentile arm length, especially for a corner that is so reliant on like press man. It's not that he can't do it. It's just interesting to see how that will translate to the league, and I think that's why he's fallen down boards a little bit, and why he's
Yeah, he's fallen down honestly a lot
well, even
compared to
in
where he
preseason,
was.
or even like right after the season ended, people were consistently mocking him in the top 10 as early as number 5 to Jacksonville. I don't
Yeah, I was
think
gonna say I saw him in the top 5 a lot,
I don't
and
think he's
then
sniffing
now
the
he's
top
here.
5. Probably not even top 10 at this point.
So when that happens, sometimes it's like, a lot of the times it's justified, but sometimes it's also like, hey, just watch the tape. Like, just this guy when this guy was playing, when he was actively playing, what were people saying?
Yeah.
And again, you need to factor in like this is another tier of caliber of players. You got to see where they can physically match up, and if they're just going to get out, like just out.
Yeah.
Physical, like not I want to say out physical, but just like traits, like just you get like you get behind on the traits.
Fair enough.
It can factor in, but he's a great player. I think that Jim Harbaugh would take him up.
It's also worth noting that there are like 5 million corners in this draft class in general that have injury concerns that either played through injuries last year or missed time last year with injury, like Savon Ravel was a big one. Who else here? I know Benjamin Morrison. I think he's fallen down boards due to his injury as well. It's pretty bad. So quite a few guys here. Um, but yeah, well, I think Will Johnson at 22 makes perfect sense if he's available. Jim Harbaugh might want his guy. Definitely, corner is certainly a need. Makes sense.
Yeah, the Packers.
Speaking of corner, this is a team that might cut Jair Alexander. This is a team that could use another wide receiver, although among the guys still available, I don't know if Matthew Golden might be a little bit redundant with what they have right now. Maybe. So I don't know if that would be their first choice. I don't think Jahdae Barron's the best fit here. This could be an offensive lineman, I guess. You could be moving Jordan Morgan. You could let him play guard, and then you could go with Josh Simmons here at tackle. You could go with Kelvin Banks. I don't know. Could have Elton Jenkins play full-time left guard. Maybe have Jordan Morgan play right guard, or flip those two. I don't know what the hell they plan on doing there. This is a weird team to draft for. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go with Kelvin Banks, and I think I'm gonna go with Kelvin Banks. I think they'll just figure it out.
Okay, Kelvin Banks. So now
Minnesota.
What picks did Washington give up in the Tunsil trade?
Like a second,
okay.
third, and a fourth, something like that.
All right, but now we have the Vikings.
For what it's worth, this could be a trade down destination just because the Vikings only have 4 picks in the draft. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
If you're interested in doing that with another first,
No, I think we would have talked about trades way earlier if we were going to do them in this. Okay, Vikings. This is the problem here is like we're just looking at just a good, well-rounded team. I think I'll give another. I definitely want to go defense here.
Yeah, they did just sign 2 interior offensive linemen. The tackles are obviously very good. I think they're, they might draft a guy later, but probably not draft that in day 1.
I think I'm just gonna go best player available, just best player on the board right now. Unless I misclicked, Barron hasn't gone anywhere, right?
No,
he's still available.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're just gonna take him right here. He's, PFF isn't gospel, obviously, but like when he's ranked seventh right here and he's still available down here at 24, it at least piques my interest. So let's go with Barron here
I like
at
Josh Barron a
24.
lot, so yeah, I like this. This is probably the pick I would have made too, given the
Honestly,
way the board fell.
it's one of those positions where I'm like, yeah, he might already be gone at this point. I mean, I think corner is a very high value position.
Well, Barron being a nickel, like he might go a
Yeah.
little later than some of these other guys.
Okay.
Just because I mean,
I still feel like in the modern NFL, like
but
I still just feel like in the modern NFL, you just
nickel's worth way
I
more
mean,
than it used to be, and rightfully so.
yeah.
I don't know. Houston, this has to be an offensive lineman, right?
Yes.
CJ Stroud is
It needed to be already, and then they made it even more so needed to be.
I think either of Josh Simmons or Kelvin Banks still being available here, they're running that to the podium. If either of those were gone, they would probably take Josh Connerly here. I'm going with Josh Simmons. I think, I'd like to take Matthew Golden here. That's at the end of the day, you still have Nico Collins. Like, just go get somebody.
Okay, so then the Rams. They got cooked. I mean, they got ran on. I feel like, but they also aren't the team to overreact too much, like to it. So they might. I don't know. I think it's either offensive line or just somebody who can stop the run.
Yeah.
And it looks like. Who do you think's the best player available within that?
I don't know. We got. I could see them maybe going interior defensive line. I mean, the problem is they need a nose tackle, and I don't know that any of these guys are necessarily like nose tackles.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure. I guess.
Let's see. Walter Nolan's run defense grade is 91 from PFF.
Nolan's great. He's definitely more of a pass rusher, though. He's not that he isn't a good run defender, but he's doesn't the size to line up in the nose. I guess of these three, maybe that's Derek Harmon. I can't. I'm not gonna lie and say I've watched all of these guys a ton. Definitely watched some Walter Nolan. He's actually from Knoxville, so Tennessee was very in on his recruiting when he was coming out.
He mostly PFF has him mostly lining up in the B gap. They show the snap spread.
Yeah, I think. Harmon wouldn't be terrible here. Let's look at Alexander's. That's another.
Fuck it. He's the highest graded interior right now anyways. Let's just go him. Let's go Harmon.
Let's go Derek Harmon here for the Rams.
Harmon to the Rams to help Brenda Song's team stop the run.
Well, that reminds me. I mean, they could have gone Demetrius Knight there, I guess. Good linebacker, but Harmon's good too. Ravens here. Re-signing Ronnie Stanley, to a 3-year contract? You don't necessarily have to go tackle here. Does leave you some room to go with another position. You have, let's see. I like Matthew Golden. I don't know that I like him with Zay Flowers. That probably feels a bit redundant. It's weird that Golden's fallen this far. I'm sure we'll find a spot for him before we're gone, though. Who else is still on the board here? They could use another edge rusher. Let's just go with. Let's see. Probably. Let's go with Donovan Izaraku.
Okay. Lions. See, Lions is tough because they got so fucked from injury last year. It's a little skewed on what their needs really are. I mean, this is a good, well-rounded team, like just one of the better rosters in the NFL, so I don't think they're fiending for too much. They might just go, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to say this is a good culture. They can come in, they can take a player and help them develop. Let's go with Mike Green here. Just have somebody going against the rush with Hutchinson. Let's go Mike Green.
Get yourself another great pass rusher. Absolutely. Mike Green is one of the best pure pass rushers in this draft class. You're just gonna have to hope, if you're Detroit, that the allegations are not true,
Yeah.
and especially if not, you got yourself a damn good football player. So Washington here. I think I'm gonna stop the Matthew Golden fall, if you can call it that, right here. Um, I think they should just. I mean, you traded for Laramie Tunsil.
According to his average draft position, this is a fall for him.
Yeah, yeah. Which, I mean, granted, his ADP's gone up quite a lot recently. So I think, what do you call it? If you look at like the last, like
Analysis
couple
or
weeks
trends.
or so of his ADP, it's probably a little good bit higher than 23.9.
Not really.
I'm hearing a lot of like, he could go in the top 20 buzz. So we'll see.
Yeah, at least not according to PFF mocks. His is about the same.
Yeah.
Most drafted by the Steelers.
Interesting. I could see it. He does.
That was definitely.
He's a lot of Antonio Brown in his game.
Yeah, I mean they need a guy. They need a guy that can operate more in the middle. They got with Pickens and Metcalf.
If Egbuka could go at 20, Pittsburgh would have been a great spot for him. Certainly.
Yeah. Possible trade up. Nah. Right. So you were picking the Commanders here.
Yes, pick Matthew Golden.
Oh right. Sorry, I forgot you said that was locked in. All right. Bills. I don't even know. They re-signed Russo, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
They gave Russo a contract just now.
Let's just go. Let's go on the interior. Let's go Walter Nolan.
That's who I would have gone with here. Definitely. I think does give you a little bit of what Ed Oliver does, but I don't know, some teams sometimes it never hurts to have another good pass rusher.
Like we see from the Eagles' philosophy, being able to rotate these guys in and out is a good thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Keeps everybody fresh. Yeah, this is good. Okay, Kansas City here. Signing Jalen Moore doesn't necessarily stop you from drafting Josh Connolly here. They did also just lose Tershawn Wharton. They did keep Missouri linebacker Nick Bolton. They did keep Nick Bolton, so this is probably not a Demetrius Knight spot here. I think I'm going to go with Darius Alexander. Excuse me. Just because they did. If they hadn't signed Jalen Moore, I would absolutely go with Josh Connolly here. I'm going to go with Darius Alexander.
Okay, Darius Alexander. Oh, he's top guy on the board. For a second, it looked like maybe they needed wide receiver, but then a lot of information has been coming out about that situation.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've kept up with that at all.
Which one? The Rashee Rice thing, or
no, Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy. Yeah, what happened there?
It was reported that he did something bad, but really it wasn't him. His girlfriend was cheating on him.
Okay.
And he wanted her to leave the house, and she refused. And I think she pulled his braids out. Like he now has like a clean cut hair. And then witness reports say he didn't do anything, but he still wound up the headline of being the person doing bad stuff.
That's less than ideal.
Well, not the best situation, but it looked like, another Kansas City wide receiver acting a fool, but then it just turns out like, nah, he just got fucked in every possible way in that situation.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad he didn't have to suffer through that. Or have to word vomit here. Hopefully he's all good.
And now, the toughest pick, man. I mean, what the hell do the Eagles need? I mean, maybe a corner, but I don't know if there's...
Not necessarily. I mean, you don't necessarily need one. I don't know.
The problem, this is a Super Bowl winning team right now.
Nick Scorton's available. I think they can...
Hell no, they're not getting him.
Okay, fair enough. I think... I don't know, Lane Johnson's not getting any younger.
Yeah, I could definitely see this as
developing because they've done that before.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense.
Round, Yeah, it wouldn't be insane.
I'll go Conley. I mean, it sounds like something they would do. Smart decision of ensuring, the trench going forward.
Yeah. So I mean, you're
We'll
right.
go
There's not a
Conley.
lot not a lot of obvious things here. There'd be a few players if they fell. They'd like if James Pierce was available, they'd probably do that. Same with Mike Green, um, but I don't know. I think Connerly here works. Okay, that does it for all 32 picks
Yeah.
here. So I feel pretty good about this. I like what we did. I think the
Yeah.
process was pretty good for the most part here.
Anytime I see the Cowboys go trench, I feel good about what's going on. I mean, anytime I see really any team go trench, it's like, yeah, good idea.
Oh shit! I didn't end up taking Nicky Manwari at all, which is interesting. I totally forgot about him because he's still rated too low. Bless you.
Thank you.
Boy, yeah, he will go. He'll go top 40. I think he's not a first round lock, but he
I wish it graded the picks
when you do it like this, yeah,
when you do it like this. Because if you do one team, it'll grade the picks for you, but it won't grade them when you do it. Because I'm just curious what they think.
yeah. What would you say is your favorite pick out of all of these? What do you
My
think
favorite
about
pick, okay, most fun. I mean, for me, most fun is Ashton Jincy to the
Oh,
Bears.
absolutely.
I love that one a lot. I like. I mean, I really think the Bengals need a guy
I
like
was gonna
Kenneth
say
Grant.
Kenneth Grant would probably be mine. That's actually my favorite pick that I made. Just because it's such a
Um,
just it's such an obvious pick. Just get it done.
and then I don't know.
I think Nolan to Buffalo is pretty cool. I think I like Hampton to Pittsburgh. I like taking Milne to the Raiders is fun, especially with Brock Bowers being
I
there.
mean, I like Ibuka uh,
Yeah,
on the Broncos.
I like Shamar
I
Stewart to
think
Carolina.
I think Sean Payton would like him. That'd be fun.
I think so.
And then
Memphis.
I like James Pierce to the Cardinals. And that's just like a fun one of like, hey, here's a guy that people have some concerns about character wise. How does he turn out
Yeah,
on a team that needs like that player to hit?
yeah,
It's one thing for that player with character concerns to go to a team that like is taking a chance that they can afford to.
yeah,
It's more interesting when it's a team that's like, we need you to hit, and you have like big concerns.
yeah. And taking him in the middle of the first round too is kind of interesting bit there. But
Yeah.
okay, I'm staring at your handsome face again.
Okay,
I have minimum.
let's take a quick pause so I can switch over laundry. So
Okay.
because I'm doing my sheets. Want to
Yeah.
need those? I'll be right back.
Yeah. God, he's so handsome. He's so handsome. Unbelievable. Let's see. Is there any news that has popped since we have been on this? Let's see. Ooh, the Dolphins are finalizing a deal with Ashton Davis. That's a fun one. Ty Johnson's going back to the Bills. Oh, fuck! Oh, Nick Whisper-Kakine just went to the Dolphins. Damn. What the fuck? For $6.5 million over two? We couldn't match that? Are you fucking kidding me? $3.25 million per year? We couldn't do better? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Cardinals are signing Jacoby Brissett, which I kind of wanted him in Tennessee, so I don't love that. Justin Reed is signing with New Orleans, another player I kind of wanted in Tennessee. So, okay, good for him. What else did I miss? Texans are signing Nick Neiman. Let's see. Ravens are signing DeAndre Hopkins, and the Ravens are probably going to release Arthur Mollett. Okay. Excuse me. I am going to be very sad to report that Nick Whisper-Kakine news when Brayden gets back. That is unfortunate. That is really that makes me very sad. I really can't believe we couldn't keep him. $6.5 million over 2 years. We could. I would have so happily given him $10 million. plenty good enough football player for that. That is a steal for Miami. Good for them. Good for him too. I wish he had gotten paid more, but it's good for him to be on a 2-year deal now, right? Because it's just been 1-year deals the last couple of years in Tennessee. Let me see if I can't find anything official on that Johnny Hecker news. Oh shit! Okay, Xavier Woods is signing with the Titans. I'll definitely. That's pretty cool. Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, yeah. Xavier Woods, nice budget safety to play next to Monty Hooker. It doesn't stop you from drafting a safety, um, but that's fine. That's totally fine. Played a lot of football for the Panthers last season. Apparently played almost every defensive snap. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah. Okay. That's what we need. Guys that stay on the field. Quandre Diggs got hurt about halfway through the year. Played some decent ball too. Especially bringing back Mike Brown is nice. I do like Mike Brown as a depth piece. Well, depth piece. Goodness gracious. Still looking for that Johnny Hecker news. I somebody texted me about it. I don't know if it actually happened. Okay, yeah, fully guaranteed 1-year deal with the Titans. Okay, that's definitely a John Fassel, or Fossil, I think is how you pronounce his name. I think that's why his nickname is Bones. Um, so I think yeah, him and Fossil were together in with the Rams, so makes sense, I guess. Okay, the Titans made a few moves today. I like both of them, Xavier Woods and um, Johnny Hecker. I think plus re-signing Mike Brown is cool. Letting Nick Westbrook-Akine walk for that little, I think is kind of lame. I doubt it's as simple as he just wanted to go somewhere else. I think he would have stayed had we given him the money. Obviously, I don't know him personally, but you know. Hi, Kitty. I love you, baby. Sweet girl. Yeah, that is a shame. That is a shame. I think Johnny Hecker was in Carolina last season too, if I'm not mistaken. So, two guys that were just playing with the Panthers. Yeah, the Nick Westbrook-Akine news though is it's tough to stomach. I would say it's probably the best way I can put it. Happy for him, definitely. Happy he got paid. Wish he got paid more. He deserved it. I mean, that's a very budget deal for a wide receiver 3 having to only pay $6.5 million. Especially with how much some of these other guys were getting paid. Diami Brown 1 year $10 million. There was another one, like Tutu Atwell 1 year $10 million. Nick Westbrook-Akine can't get $10 million over 2 years. You got 6.5, making less than half annually. That those guys are. I don't get it. But good for those other guys, certainly. I just broke some real bad news while you were gone.
Hold on.
Nick Westbrook.
Oh, okay. What was it?
Nick Westbrook-Akine signed with the Dolphins for $6.5 million over 2 years. So we didn't even try. Is what that sounds like to me.
Yeah.
Also, right as like 2 minutes before you came back, the Titans just signed Xavier Woods. So Xavier Woods is here, and also Johnny Hecker. I just confirmed that is true. So we did sign Johnny Hecker, and Xavier Woods. I think is like a Band-Aid safety to play next to Amani Hooker this year is totally fine. A 3-14 team is not going to fill all of their holes adequately in one offseason. That's just not how that works.
Right.
So cheap budget, veteran free agent signings, especially for a guy that was on the field as much as he was last year, played almost every snap for the Panthers. So yeah, cool beans, I guess. But yeah, Nick Westbrook-Akine to the Dolphins. If you got to think, Justin Reed signed with New Orleans. The Cowboys got Peyton Turner. I don't know if you saw that. Cowboys did sign Peyton Turner. Did you see that earlier?
No, I did not.
Okay, Ravens just signed DeAndre Hopkins as well. DeAndre Hopkins is now gone.
The Ravens, you said?
Yes. The Dolphins are also signing Ashton Davis. Ty Johnson is signing with the Bills, re-signing for the 2-year deal. Let's see, Cardinals signed Jacoby Brissett, which is pretty cool. Very good backup. And that's it. I'm caught up now. Yeah. Yeah, not a fan of NWI being gone. One of my favorite players on the team. I wish we would have kept him, but we did not. Kind of lame, but whatever. Okay.
Oh, there we go. There it is.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Do you want to cut deep or?
Yeah, let's get to
Okay. Let's cut deep. Icebreaker. Okay. Sports or reality TV?
Gee, I don't know, man.
Brothers, tough one.
Sports. If I had to, when it really comes down to a tough choice for me, of course.
Let's just move on from that dumbass question.
Yeah.
What's something you would have never gotten into but did because of me?
Real into those all right podcasts. I'm real big into the,
Hell no, don't put that on me. Hell no, that's all you, brother.
I'm a really big fan of Fresh and Fit.
Oh my God.
Sneeko lately. Big fan of that sort of stuff. Really help flip my perspective on masculinity and women.
Yeah, you would be the type to get swayed by those kind of podcasts.
It's only because you put me on, partner. That's all.
I did not put you on. Stop trying to put that on me. I did not.
What have you put me on to?
I don't know. I'll go with I'll just say nuzlocking. I don't think I'd be doing that right now without you.
Oh, I appreciate it, partner. Well, this is kind of bittersweet. I don't think I would have given half a shit as I do about Mavericks basketball if it wasn't for you. But
oh, dude, don't even fuck it. All right, next fucking question.
I wouldn't have felt the emotional weight of the trade at all had it not been for you. And I'm like genuinely glad I got to experience that with you though. And not
I'm not.
Not that it happened, good lord, but if it was gonna happen, I'm glad you weren't.
Next question. Describe a time you noticed your partner was being brave.
That's a great question. I don't know.
I think just doing this podcast together, putting that out into the world.
In general, the YouTube stuff for you, I think, has been the dedication. It's pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. Now, I guess now we see if we're on the same wavelength.
I suppose we could. I am gonna shut my peepers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm totally blanking.
That's fine. Just do what you gotta do.
Okay, I've locked in to a number.
All right. Give me a free agent signing.
Um, I don't even know who all has been signed and who's all gone where. Um, I don't know how you feel about this. I'll go with Daniel Jones signing with the Colts.
All right. Well, this is definitely not a 10. That's for damn sure. Especially for 14 million. I know Sam Darnold got 10 last year, but I don't think Daniel Jones should have the same goodwill that Sam Darnold did. You know, heading into last season because Darnold had been sitting for a few years at that point. Um, had just played a little bit for San Francisco the previous year and looked good when he was on the field. So I don't know. I don't love this one. I'm gonna say like a 3. We're gonna start off there. I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not feeling it. Not gonna lie to you. Let's see. Give me a fire type Pokemon.
Fire type Pokemon. Let's see here. What's jumping out to me? Maybe. Definitely not you. Yeah, it's a tough type. A lot of great Pokemon. It's my favorite type. I think I'm going to go with Ponyta.
I kind of like Ponyta, but in the grand scheme of fire types, yeah, it's got to be lower on the list. I think 3 is. It's not a 1. There's worse fire types out there. If it was a 1, you would have said Torchic. So I know it's not a 1.
I'll spoil that. That is correct, brother.
So I think I'm going to stick with 3 here. I think, yeah, I think I can happily keep it there. Not that it's can't be anything else. I think 4 is in play. This probably can't be higher than a 5. I still feel comfortable with 3. Let's go. Give me a website.
Okay. Man, this is a tough one.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them, but I don't use that many at the same time,
Well, I mean, if this isn't a very high number, it's probably not one that you would use. That would rank here.
I'm gonna go with Zelda Dungeon.
I'm gonna pretend I know what that is. Okay.
I would say the biggest thing would be walkthroughs if you're lost in a Zelda game. Would be the number one use.
That's a pretty useful feature. Okay, let's move it up to. Maybe let's move it up to like 4 or 5. I don't know. I already have 3. If you're talking about, if you need help. I should have used that for. Damn, I don't remember what the game was. But I never finished it though. I don't know if I ever finished Wind Waker either. Now that I mention it, but whatever. Anywho, I don't know that I ever finished any Zelda game. I've only played like 3. I haven't finished any of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't finish a lot of games, so I've only finished 2 of them.
Yeah. Oh, let's go with like 5. Whatever. It's fine. Let's go with a reason to have a drink.
Reason to have a drink?
A reason to have
Because it's Friday at 5 o'clock.
It's pretty
It's
good.
5 o'clock somewhere.
Solid reason to have a drink. 5 feels comfortable at this point. You know, 3 would be because you're in some deep shit. You know, 4 would still be a negative in some regard. I think this is a 5. This is a very normal reason to be. Nothing. There's no celebration going on. It's just end of the week, whatever. Let's crack one open. 5 feels solid. Um, I'd have a hard time thinking this is higher than 5 if we're talking Daniel Jones, but let's go. I got one more question, to my knowledge. So, go ahead and give me a Pokemon you've lost in a Nuzlocke.
You're a bitch, and I want you to know that. Let me look. Let me pull out my graveyard. Do I just do like a quick ranking?
Well, you don't want to rank all of them, just the one that fits this spot.
I know, but in my mind, I have to rank them real quick.
Fair enough.
Let's go with Cole the Graveler.
Okay. I think a 5 is perfectly reasonable here for Cole the Graveler. Let's go ahead and just lock it in at 5. 5.
It was 6.
Oh, interesting. My mind never even went there.
I mean, first of all, I liked the Daniel Jones signing. I think that's a good. I think he could be a really good quality backup.
Yeah, it's competition. I get it. But, whatever. Okay, fair enough.
And then for Cole the Graveler, it kept bouncing back. Like all these Pokemon over here are either like 2s or 10s. Like it was either nothing or it was the fucking end of the world when they died.
Fair enough.
So it was kind of tough to pick one. I had printouts. I have printouts for like the later stages of some of the Pokemon I have, so I'm ready to swap them.
You got Entei, Raikou, and Suicune over there too.
Yeah, stay ready just in case.
You did the Entei.
I had a Gengar printed out, and then I just had to look at it and be like, "Sorry, buddy." Yeah, what's funny about the Entei encounter though was I think this is one of the things I was going to say earlier was it's so funny that he's the one that popped up when he is like he wouldn't be on the team.
Yeah, it's a little crowded with the fire types.
Yeah, I've already got 2 fire types, and I normally don't overlap types, but it's special circumstances. Yeah. I can't. Neither of those 2 are coming off, and I can't have a third fucking fire type. So it's just funny that he's the one that popped up when I really need Raikou. That's who I really need. But he was not the one that popped up.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, shut them peepers.
Totally forgot that I went for a second.
All right, I'm ready.
Give me a Pokemon game.
Pokemon game.
Yeah, game.
We're gonna go with. Let's go with Emerald.
Ooh, okay. I think we're looking at a higher up one. You went with the main line, and you went with a pretty beloved one, I think, and you went with one that's not held back by like version exclusivity. I don't think. Besides, like maybe I don't know the legendaries. Maybe I don't even know.
In that game.
Like catchable?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Then it's held back by nothing, man. Just trade evos then. So I'm thinking like 8. You didn't say black and white. I think you're a mystery dungeon kind of guy as well, if I'm not mistaken. You didn't say either of those, so I'm feeling 8. Could be 7, but I'm leaning 8. Um, Give me a girl boss.
Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. Who's a 3 out of 10 girl boss? No. Who's hmm. Um. I'm gonna go with Hunter Schafer because she listens to Death Grips.
Hunter Schafer. I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't know who that
She's in
is.
Euphoria. I don't know what else she's in.
Okay. Because she listens to Death Grips.
Is specifically the reason she's here in the spot. Yeah.
Okay. That feels, could be anything. Let's go with fast food
Mm.
restaurant at 11 p.m. Where are you going?
Ooh.
It's 11 p.m.
I'm gonna go with McDonald's. I'm gonna go with McDonald's.
Okay, that's like a decently solid 11 fast food spot. But maybe a 7. I just are you maybe you're higher on McDonald's than I am. I'm still I'm in the same range at least. Um, Give me just give me on as a whole currently an NFL team.
Um. It's hard to gauge at this current moment, just
Mm-hmm.
because there's still a lot of turnover going on. Um. Give me the Ravens.
Okay, they've got Lamar. That's as simple. Like the floor is 7. Um, and they just had like 9 Pro Bowlers the previous year. I like 8. I think I like 8. That was my fifth question,
That
right?
was your fourth, I want to say.
Oh,
It
okay. So
was
what?
Hunter Schafer, McDonald's, Ravens. You got one more.
Oh, okay. Um, then damn. Give me a planet in our solar system.
Mm. Oh. It's tough because we only got 8.5 of them. So to
Right.
rank them as one or anywhere from 1 to 10, it's a tough spot.
We got a vibe.
Mm. I'm gonna go with Venus. I'm gonna go with Venus.
You felt the need to name Pokemon of mine, Venus.
Mm.
I'm gonna go 8.
8 final answer.
8 final answer.
It was ball, 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 ball.
I think it's back to back weeks you've done 8.
Did I do 8 last week?
I feel like you did. I feel like you did the same, like, double ball. So
I
it's
think I maybe did that a couple weeks ago. I don't think I did 8 last week. I don't know. Maybe I
all
did.
right.
I gotta watch the tape if that's the case. But what do you call it? No, I was actually like Venus is probably an 8 out of 10 for me just because I think it's really cool. Um, but also, if you count backwards from Pluto to Mercury, Venus would be the eighth planet that you count.
Mm.
So there's that too. Um, if you're counting Pluto, that is, you got to stretch it a little bit. But um, what else? Oh yeah, Emerald. I've never played it, but I've heard it's awesome. Like if I was to say a
Yeah.
game that I've played like out of its heart, because like all four Gen 5 games are 10s for me. Platinum's a 9. And then everything that's come out since X and Y, like nothing's higher than probably a 7 there.
Yeah.
So, it's hard for me to be like, okay, let me find an 8 out of 10 Pokemon game that I've played. Maybe Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time would be like, maybe Conquest. Um, but I was more thinking mainline games, not necessarily spin offs. So,
Right.
shit. Shout out Pokemon Rumble. Um, Speaking of Pokemon, is it top 3 time?
Yes, sir. Top 3 of the week. Ground type Pokemon.
Yes, sir. I like ground types. Full disclosure.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite types. I think types
Hmm.
awesome. Having an immunity, especially to a type as good as electric, is pretty cool. Checks a lot of other strong types as well. Steel, fire, yeah. One great defensive typing and one great offensive typing that both get bodied by ground types. So I think in general. Bobby, no, no. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Piss.
He was about to poop on my bed.
Oh,
He was in
even
position
worse.
to take a shit.
Well,
Dude, what the fuck? Okay, anywho, he didn't. He's never done that before. That would have been fucking insane. So I noticed the tail in the camera. I'm like, why does he like that? And yeah, he was squatting down to take a shit. That is a little concerning. I'm gonna have to check with him afterwards, make sure he's all good. But if you'd like to kick us off here, I'm gonna go turn my lamp on. Give me a
yeah.
second.
Pokemon.
Hi, kitty.
Hello, kitty.
Yes. Your brother's a little turd. Hi, baby. I love you.
You almost shot out a little turd.
Yo.
And he's back.
He's back. Daddy's back. You know what? It could be. He could be pissed off. I didn't pick him up when I came home from work today, but he still had his flea stuff on his back, so like I couldn't. So it's not my fault. But your number 3, sir, third favorite ground type Pokemon. Which
Oh yeah, I go first. Okay, my number 3. I went with Golurk.
Golurk.
I think he was on one of the football teams. I can't remember which side of the ball I put him on. I'll probably put him on the line, the offensive line. If I had to, definitely a trench player.
Got hands.
Yeah, I think I had him on the offensive line. Ground and ghost. That's a cool typing. I mean, I don't know how that really stacks up competitively, but just like,
is great.
but yeah, but just in terms of like just the vibes of the types, I like those two together. And then just a big, just a big Iron Giant kind of vibe. Golurk, my number 3. I don't feel too strongly about him, but I just like his overall like design, the way he feels. I'm gonna go Golurk at 3.
He might have been on my team too. I think one of us had Golurk at tight end. It might have been me because I would like Golurk at tight because I mean the size, but also he can like fly because he can,
be a
put
Rocket Man.
And, like,
Rocket Man. Yeah.
Great tight end skills, I think, especially with the hands. I mean, his catch radius is probably enormous. Yeah, shout out. I do love Golurk. Hi Quaxley.
Gay duck.
Yeah.
Gay duck. Gay duck. Gay dog. These are what comes in all the fucking easy to get packs right now.
I'd probably what do you call it? I'd probably throw Golurk as an honorable mention for myself, just throw that in there because I do love me some Golurk. Shout out Gen 5. Number 3 for me though, I'm gonna go with Gliscor.
Okay.
Love me some
Cool.
Gliscor. In fact,
Yeah, he ain't.
one of my most popular tweets ever was when somebody was doing like reviewing like every Pokemon Ash has ever used and like what their record was. Gliscor was like 2-4, 2-6 or whatever, and I put like the Theo Ash, not his fault, but with Gliscor's face instead of instead of Justin Herbert, because not his fault. I love Gliscor. It couldn't possibly be Gliscor's fault that he had a negative record. Ash is tripping. Um,
Ash is a bad trainer.
yeah, Ash is not like level 5 billion Pikachu should not be losing to a level 5 Snivy. I don't care. The power creeping in that anime stinks. Um, but whatever. Yeah, Ash stinks. Ash is a terrible trainer. But
He doesn't like to evolve his Pokemon, and like,
the Pikachu doesn't want to evolve. It's not Ash's fault.
well, even outside of that, like if you go through and look at his teams, like you're like, this is unevolved, this is unevolved. Like, oh, you know what? Another Wolfie recommendation video. He has a video where he goes over all of Ash's teams.
I will. I need to do that as soon as we're done with this. Actually, I'm gonna clean after we're done. While I'm cleaning, I'm gonna watch that video for sure.
Listen to that. Yeah, but he talks about it. He's like, this guy never fucking evolves his Pokemon. Pikachu's one thing.
Something that has bothered me for so long, because I very vividly remember this in the Gen 4 anime, which is the first one I ever watched, because Platinum was my first game.
That's the only one I have actual memories of.
Yeah, like that's the only one I've ever watched like in its entirety for the most part. He had a Chimchar for 7 gyms. He had an Infernape in the 8th gym. We had like 5 minutes with Monferno in the Sinnoh anime, because in the Candace fight, he still had a Chimchar. By the time he fought Volkner, it was an Infernape. And now that Infernape put in work, mind you. Ash's Infernape was one of them ones. One of the best members of his team he's ever had. Always clutched up when he needed to. You know, they would always take him down to 1 HP, and then he would fuck him up after the fact.
Fuck him up.
Go Goblin mode, whatever. But the fact that he had a Chimchar for like 50 years, yeah, I hate the way they handle evolution sometimes. And I know obviously it's not like, you can't translate it directly based on like levels, because you're not going to assume, oh, that's a level 13 Chimchar in the Candace fight. No. But, by anime standards or whatever, like I feel like he should have had that power up by now. We're talking about 7 out of 8 gym badges, and we're still dealing with a stage 1. Be serious. But
be fucking for real.
Yeah. Anywho, number 2 ground type, sir.
My number 2, it was a little tough, but I decided let's go with a classic story. One of the early Pokemon, people theorizing about stuff. This one would have been the talk of a lot of early Pokemon theories. One of the sadder stories in Pokemon, confirmed. Let's go with Cubone at number 2. Cute little guy, for starters. And then, this is just at one of the times Pokemon was like, let's just randomly get dark as fuck for no reason real quick. This Pokemon has a dead mom.
Mom dead as hell. What shoes she
on? Yeah. They show the story of one of them, and then as well as just every Cubone wearing the skull of a dead mother. Yeah. So I like that. I put Cubone at number 2. Your number 2, sir.
I like Groudon.
Okay. He was fighting for my top 3.
Was one of my favorite legendaries before I ever got to play him in a game. And then when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire got announced, I was fucking ecstatic because right away.
Primal Groudon.
And they finally gave him a fire type, so he could really make use of that ability. That stab lava plume really putting in work there. He's just really cool. Great design. Design gets even better in his primal form.
Goat Sunsetter.
Yeah, cool lore. Love Groudon. Shout out Groudon for real. Your number 1.
My number 1. I went with Mudsdale.
Yes, sir.
I've mentioned this before. I played Gen 7, and I remember because people were talking about how Pokemon has run out of ideas. So when I saw Mudsdale, I was like, this must be an older gen Pokemon because this thing is awesome. There's no way people are saying Pokemon ran out of ideas when this fucking guy's running around. Lo and behold, he was from that gen. Also, he's one of the Poke Riders that you use to walk over like rocks or whatever in that game. Functional. fashionable with the dreads, cute pre-evolution,
Oh yeah.
and sometimes I don't like when Pokemon are just an animal. Um, this line pretty much is kind of just an animal.
Mudsdale's got enough going on though. I feel like
Yeah.
design-wise.
Also, it just kind of matters what the animal is, and it's like that's just cool.
Clydesdale's cool. 'Cause
A Clydesdale with
he's got
with
the
fucking
hammer,
Jesus.
Look, the phrase "hung like a Clydesdale" doesn't exist for no reason. Okay, he's got the hammer.
I've never heard that in my
I've
life.
heard it the one time. So
I've heard hung like a horse, just in general.
Same shit. He got the
But
on him.
But yeah, that's one. I mean, it's my favorite ground type. It's probably in. Maybe I need to sit down and think of my top 10 favorite Pokemon. Period, but he might be in there. He's probably in there, if I had to guess.
It was on your real life team that we put together as well, if you remember.
Yes, that is true because I feel like that's a functional one. Because sometimes when you think about, yeah, I tried to pick Pokemon that besides like, I think I probably still had Charizard, but besides that, I tried to go with like. Yeah, I could have this in real life.
Yeah, and it would.
And a fucking horse.
Yeah.
Like you can own a horse. People do that. That's why I also had. I know I had dogs on there. I think I had Miltank in there just to provide me with milk. But yeah,
like I've heard people say like there's a reason like you go around the towns in Pokemon games and like almost nobody has an evolved Pokemon. It's like, well, it'd be really fucking inconvenient to haul around an Emboar. When you can just have a like I get it.
I get it.
So things of that nature. So, but Mudsdale is one of them ones that you would want evolved because it would be a huge help on the farm.
Yeah, massive.
Mudsdale, I want to say another honorable mention for me. I love Mudsdale. I was so excited to play with this thing when I first got Pokemon Sun. It was a team. Loved it.
Now that I think about it, I beat that. That is the first Pokemon game I beat. He definitely would have. I don't remember what that team was, but he definitely would have been on it.
Probably Lycanroc.
Probably. I think I had Litten, so I probably had Incineroar.
You chose Litten.
I don't know what else the rest of that team would have been though.
Cannon? Maybe. I know you like.
Maybe.
Kind of, so I don't know if that's.
I do like Toucannon. Maybe he was on there. I don't know if I kept the bird for that long.
I don't think I had Toucannon because I think I had Oricorio. And I would change his type every island I went to because that was Orio's gimmick was, there's a sap on every island that changes its type. And all the types were good. It was like electric, fire, psychic, and ghost or some bullshit. So
I got a pretty cool Oricorio fire card.
Yeah, I love Oricorio.
From one of the pools.
Great Pokemon. Great gimmick for a Pokemon. Love Oricorio.
Yeah.
Are you finished with the month?
Yeah, you're number one, sir.
My number one. I'm gonna go with the sunglass wearing, intimidate setting,
okay,
Moxie boosted sweeping, striped, sexy, crooked.
Yes. Okay. When we were picking out, I looked at that one and I out loud said, I was like, I know he's on your list. That was the one I was referring to.
Oh, that's easily my number one. As soon as I saw you primary ground and not primary dark, I'm like, without question.
Yeah.
That's my game.
And I was like, I think I know who you're talking about, and I was right.
So much, and I have this debate with myself every time I play Gen 5 of like, do I put a Seismitoad on my team or do I put a Crocodile on my team? Because I think they're both awesome.
Right.
I can't wait for us to play Gen 5. You're gonna fall in love with so many Pokemon, I promise you.
I hope so, man. It's pretty high bar right now.
So, two great ground type Excadrill as well. A ton of great ground types in Gen 5. Those three in particular. Love them. Absolutely love them. But Crocodile's really cool. Because you can do different shit with Crocodile. Like I said, he's physically bulky enough. Plus he has Intimidate, but he also has Moxie. So if you want to run him as a sweeper, you could run like a Choice Scarf, just spam Earthquake or Crunch or whatever, and then every kill you get an attack boost. So just keep that shit going, You got jeez, scratch myself really good. You got options. with Crocodile. That's what's nice about him. Mm-hmm. But also design's just sick as fuck. Ash had a Crocodile that actually did wear sunglasses in the anime, so very cool as well. But yeah, he's
not, Ash is not a stranger to a Pokemon with some accessories.
Big man blast.
Oh, yeah. Big man Squirtle from the Squirtle Squad.
Uh huh. But yeah, big crocodile guy. Shout out crocodile. I do. God, I hope I end up with a Sandile on my team when we play black and white.
That'll be fun. I mean, I think the most fun thing about Nuzlocke is like you have less say in your team. Like you really are just kind of having to see what you get and going with it.
Yeah, but I desperately want to end up with either a Palpitoad or a Sandile. I mean, that either of those would be so cool. We'll see. We'll see what happens. You get them both pretty close to each other, so and there's opportunities to get both of them later on as well. It's not the end of the world, but yeah,
It'll be fun.
I'm so excited to get there. But yeah, that does it for my ground types here. We're gonna talk about what we've been on.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. I forgot to bring up that I had seen Captain America,
Brave New World.
Brave New World, or whatever they fucking call it. It was all right. Like, it wasn't bad. It was okay.
I went into it with low expectations, so I mostly enjoyed my viewing of it.
Yeah,
it was fine. Yeah, wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, it was fine. It was just like all right. Anyways, kind of movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like the movie theater experience. So anytime I get to go see, I might look into seeing what's coming out either coming out this right now or seeing what movies Flix is playing, because sometimes they play some older movies.
Yeah.
They might be showing some Ghibli, which if they are, I think I'll be pulling up.
Yeah, Gabe was saying Princess Mononoke is getting like an IMAX 4K re-release or whatever.
And that's one of the ones I want to see. Because that one, and then Howl's Moving Castle, I think, is the other one. I think those are the two that inspired like Breath of the Wild the most.
I've seen them both in theaters recently. I think
so. I definitely would want to check that out. Okay.
I did see them both in theaters because I had
My Neighbor Totoro.
I had never seen the English version of Howl's Moving Castle, so that was my first time getting the Christian Bale voice on Howl.
Okay, what's annoying about Flix? I get why this happens with Flix is when they do these cool movie showings, they're never all on the weekend when I can actually go, because it's like, okay, this is when we have like people coming to the movies to show they show like the actually currently out movies, and they have these other showings, these specialty showings during the week to try to get it's Tuesday through Thursday. They're showing My Neighbor Totoro. But it's like, hey, okay, they probably have less business during that time, so they try out these different things to try to get people to come. Yeah. So I know why, it makes sense, but it's like, fuck. Oh yeah, Howl's Moving Castle is March 14th through 20th. Let me hold up.
Revenge of the Sith is coming back to theaters.
I can pick either dubbed or subbed.
Ooh, huge. Yeah.
I probably would want dubbed.
They're both.
Probably, yeah. I do think the best way to view something is in its original language, but at the same time...
Overall.
But I've recently been like, if I'm going to watch it, if I'm actually going to... Like, at least for TV shows, I guess. It's like, I'm just going to do dubbed.
Well, especially if the dub's really good. Like, if the dub is terrible, yeah, I won't bother, because I'm going to be annoyed. But... like for Attack on Titan, for instance, you don't have to watch that in Japanese. The English dub is amazing. You can just...
Damn, this is a long one.
Oh, yeah. You're frozen again.
There it goes.
Oh,
there it goes.
There we go. Okay.
Jesus, okay.
But, I generally agree, but if the dub is, like, really good, you can just watch the dub.
What I was saying before we like got frozen, I was saying, like, if it's a TV show, if I'm actually going to sit down and watch it...
Yeah.
Or if I'm gonna watch it, I probably should just do dubbed.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I like to be a little bit more relaxed while watching TV shows, just kind of laying down, eating, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's just also it also depends on why I'm watching the show. Like there's certain things where it's like, if I still need to watch Attack on Titan, I'm gonna watch it dubbed because I want to hear Erwin in that with the English voice actor. Yeah. And then I'm watching Vinland Saga right now. A reason I turned that one on is because I saw edits of it, and I was like, this looks hard as fuck. And the edits I heard in were the dubbed. It was the English voice actor, so I was like, all right, that's the one I want to see, because that's what I've already heard. But Yeah. So and then I guess I'll segue. I've watched a couple more episodes of Vinland Saga. That show is awesome. I mean, really cool fights, and I'm just very interested to see where it kind of keeps going with Thorfinn. Um, and then
Yep.
I'm trying to think what else. I'll tease it. You know what? I'll say it here. I guess I'll tease it here in case the government does shut down, and I'm off work for a little bit. If it does shut down, and I don't have to go to work, I'm gonna be doing a fucking Pokethon where I'm gonna stream through every generation of Pokemon 1 through 9, one game each gen. Try to play it all the way through on stream. Like do one of those streams where it's like I'm sleeping on stream because it's part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
If I if that happens,
Yeah.
which we'll see.
We shall see.
The last time this was almost a possibility for me, they did end up coming to an agreement. So probably will happen again. But if it doesn't, Pokethon.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
We could talk about Invincible.
Yeah, so we're both on that.
Yeah,
The season finale is about to come out, but episode 7 was a fucking banger. But I also hated the episode.
interesting.
They took my
there's a lot
boy.
of shit that happened in the episode.
They took my fucking boy from me.
I just lost my dog. And my brother.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with all the memes where it's like he has to go and that relationship he was in doesn't get to continue, but fucking Immortal in his relationship gets to
I
keep
think
going
that's
on.
kind of the idea. Is you're supposed to feel like that's unfair. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
but
You know.
there's also a point of where it's like, okay, but I like that character.
Right. Well, and suffering for the sake of it is never good. Like there has to be some kind of fun resolution here somewhere. Um, like I've seen people say, I've never watched this or read this, but I've seen people say this about Berserk. They're like, if Berserk has a bad ending, it would be like the biggest fumble ever because it's just pain all the time. And like if it ends that way, it's like what the fuck was the point of the story? Just to chronicle this guy's awful life, or that there's beauty in this somewhere, and that there's a light at the end of the tunnel type shit. So um, yeah, I think
I'm just ready for the fucking
that conquest
brawl that's about to go
I
down,
can't
dude.
wait. I can't
They saved the budget, bro. Everyone's like, "Oh shit, they saved the budget up for
The
this."
last two episodes, yeah, yeah. The last episode looks really good too.
Yeah. All the marks, just looking at all the destruction, was a cool sequence.
Yeah, I was great episode. It's been a good
And Steven Yeun, I mean, voicing all the different marks and giving them
versatile.
kind of different inflections to it is nice.
Absolutely.
People were saying that that's one benefit the cartoon is able to have over the comics is that aspect, because otherwise you probably just read them all in the same voice.
Mostly the same.
But hearing these slight differences that he's able to give each character really adds to it.
Also, I did watch the first 2 episodes of Daredevil Born Again. I don't know if
Oh
you've
yeah,
been on that at all.
I have it because I never saw season 3.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoyed season 1 and 2, and I
Really
want
good.
to.
Yeah, you should.
So I heard like season 3 it might be the best, is one of the
I
best.
think that's my favorite, but I liked all of them, so it's kind of tough to.
Yeah,
They're all great.
yeah. So I need to at some point just start working my way back through rewatching Daredevil, and then watching Born Again. Although something big got spoiled for me, unfortunately.
Oh, I think I know what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, something that happened early in the first episode. I'd have to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting that they were originally not even going to bring him back, like for the
Right.
show, just for that to happen in the first episode.
Well, maybe that's how they were able to get him back. I don't know why he didn't.
I don't know that it was. I don't even think they reached out to them. I don't think it was like they didn't want to do it. I don't think they even asked them to initially.
Oh,
I think the
okay.
show got I think the script got rewritten or something that put Foggy and Karen back in it.
Oh, I did see like an interview with Vincent D'Onofrio where they were talking. He was talking about how like in the beginning it wasn't going to be as connected to the previous stuff, but then they kind of were like, you know what, I think we have to, and they had kind of everybody come back in for it.
I think that's what it was. His performance, hasn't changed a bit. He's awesome still.
Great.
Yeah, I think. Why am I blanking on his name right now? Charlie Cox. I mean,
Yeah.
even better than he was previously, which is saying a lot because he's done an incredible job. But like the mannerisms that he uses, like to try to accurately portray blindness, he just does a really good job. Like he's never making eye contact with anything. Um,
Yeah,
always
he won like an award, I think, for his like
he's awesome.
from like a disability organization or something around there.
Yeah, no, he's done a great job. Even better too. I mean,
Oh, he shows up in the most recent Spider-Man cartoon. Daredevil has like a brief appearance, and he voices him
he was in the
in
most recent
that.
Spider-Man movie too. Yeah, for a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's like the same character. I mean, like that's a different
right.
version
I
of,
understand.
and he's becoming the Daredevil.
Yeah, hell yeah. But I think that's about it for what I've been on.
Yeah, I'm my stomach is a little talking to me a little bit, so
I
I'm down to bounce.
I'm gonna go
Plus,
watch
I got to
that.
get to this fucking
I'm
Pokemon.
gonna go
Fucking
watch that
goddamn.
Wolfie video you just recommended while I'm
Yeah,
on
dude,
break.
dude. I really hope I get to go to Worlds. I have to like, they'll have like a sign up thing where you could sign up for interest, and then
Yeah,
if you and then I think it's maybe a lottery or whatever to be able to even buy tickets. I really fucking hope I get to go.
yeah.
It'd be
That's
sick. It'd be
insane.
so sick.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us today, folks. Thank you for checking it out. As always, next week's video will be on Brayden's channel. Go give him a big smooch when you get there. Check out
Yeah.
his other stuff too, because
Let
he's
me.
real grinder over there, real hustler, real hardworking man. Um, check out his streams as well.
Oh,
I always enjoy his
it did it.
streams.
It finally. Okay, my what every single Pokemon is based on just hit 250,000
Oh
views.
fuck yeah!
250,000.
Oh, okay. Couple other news bits I'll get through real rapid fire. 49ers
Yeah.
just signed Jason Pinnock. Evan Ingram is visiting with the Chargers today. Raiders signed Eric Stokes. And the Browns re-signed Devin Bush. So,
Holy shit.
I know, league-altering shit here. Yeah, they need to announce every remaining free agent signing with the Tennessee Titans already. I don't know what's taking so long. But I believe that's going to do it for us today. So um, take care. Have a good rest of your week. Big kisses. Deuces.